still trying to knock them down. I'm latching on, babe. Now I know what I have found.
City Council and the mayor passed a resolution to name police headquarters after Chief Allen. So today was a dedication to his life and his legacy.
Today, we are here in solidarity to remember, to support, and to comfort one another.
You know, this is a kind of a feel-good story that these fish are going to go and they're retiring to the zoo.
Hello everybody, welcome. Wow, what a great video, what a great start. Amazing energy in this room. I am just so excited to be here. Welcome everybody, distinguished guests, leaders from our community, El Pasoans. Welcome to this year's State of the City Address by Mayor Johnson. My name is Ricardo Mora. I'm the CEO for the El Paso Chamber, and we are very excited to be working in partnership with the city, with the county, and all our stakeholders to make this happen. As you have seen today, and to my excitement, over 700, it's a hand clap to everybody, 700 folks that care about our community, people that are invested into our community. Thank you for being here today and for your time. So with that, I would like to begin our program, and I'd like everyone to please stand for the presentation of the colors and the national anthem.
say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Wow, wonderful. This is a great start. I'd like to, if you please have your seats, I'd like to thank the City of El Paso Police, the Fire Color Guard, and Catalina Gutierrez for their contributions to this ceremony. It was wonderful. I hope you also enjoyed the live music in the lobby as you were coming in by Xavier Tisa Gonzalez, provided by Pronto Body Shop. Thank you for that, Xavier. And at this time, I'd like to mention some of our esteemed guests. Consul General Mauricio Ibarra Ponce de Leon. Thank you, Consul General. U.S. Consul General Rafael Foley. Juan Acereto, Representative for Juarez Mayor Cruz Perez Cuellar. The Office of the U.S. Senator Ted Cruz. Thank you. The Office of U.S. Representative Veronica Escobar. The Office of the U.S. Representative Tony Gonzalez. The Office of the State Representative Mary Gonzalez. Thank you. The Office of Texas State Representative Vincent Perez. I would also like to welcome Colonel Brandon Gallagher, Garrison Commander, Fort Bliss. Our friend, El Paso County Judge Ricardo Samaniego. El Paso County Sheriff Oscar Ugarte. El Paso County Commissioner Jackie Butler. Jackie, where are you? El Paso County Commissioner David Stout. El Paso County Commissioner Ileana Holguin. El Paso County Commissioner Sergio Coronado. El Paso County Administration team as well. Thank you, El Paso County, everybody that's here. We'd like to do a special welcome to the Town of Horizon City Mayor Andres Renteria. And, of course, El Paso City Mayor Renard Johnson, and the El Paso City Council, who you will hear from shortly. Additionally, I would really like our Chamber Board of Directors to please stand. Our Chamber staff to please stand as well, because all of this doesn't happen by itself. It's a lot of people putting this together. And I would like to give a special shout out to Claudia Rosales. She's our Director of Events and Projects. Where are you, Claudia? Claudia, thank you for building our team and making this happen. I'd like to start with a word as we reflect on something, and this word is collaboratory. Collaboratory is collaboration and a laboratory. These are two words put together. It's involved in bringing collaboration, bringing people together for an aligned vision. I want to put that out to you because that is what we're doing today. We're coming together as a community. We're coming together to listen with our community as we're driving it forward. And I do believe that with the new leadership and this excitement that we have in the room, we're moving in the right direction. So as we welcome everybody to the State of the City today, I want to welcome everybody and reflect on El Paso's progress, but also looking ahead to the future as we're building this collaboratory together. This event is not just discussions or potential accomplishments and challenges. It's more opportunities to align a shared vision for our community, to grow, to innovate, and for prosperity. We have the privilege today to hear directly from our newly elected officials in a formal setting. They'll be following up here with us. And today I want to take a moment to welcome Mayor Renard Johnson again. But this is a special welcome because today is the 60-day mark since he took office. So welcome to our city mayor, and welcome after 60 days. We're really excited to hear where you're going to take us. Like many in this room, Mayor Johnson, that know Mayor Johnson, we know he knows what it means to invest and to have a vision of investing into the future. He knows what it takes to have bold risks and to create opportunities to uplift a community. Many of our investors at the Chamber have had the privilege of working alongside of him over the years, witnessing firsthand his dedication to strengthening El Paso and all of its economic fabric. El Paso Chamber, we believe in the power of connection, and the El Paso Chamber's mission is to be and is the leading advocacy business organization in El Paso, fostering job growth, economic expansion, and elevating quality of life. We're very happy to do that today. So Mayor Johnson, on behalf of El Paso Chamber, welcome, and we look forward to working together with you. Thank you. Thank you. So the future of El Paso is shaped by actions we take today. It is defined by partnerships we build and by the challenges we tackle, and the collective commitment that brings progress together. That commitment is one word: collaboratory. So don't forget the word collaboratory. We're all convening. We're convening with all our partners, all the stakeholders, all the organizations in El Paso, and all of our community to bring us together. Before I dive in, I'd like to extend a sincere gratitude to the underwriters of this year's El Paso Chamber, one of our largest investors who our generous support make this happen. El Paso Electric, Hunt Companies, and of course, Texas Gas Service. Chairwoman, thank you. We'd also like to give a shout out to our icon stars at the Chamber: ADP, Chase, GECU, Microsoft, Pride Industries, Raiz Federal Credit Union, and all of our amazing El Paso Chamber Catalyst Star investors that you see on the screen. Please, a big hand of applause. This is possible because of all these investors. Thank you. At this time, I'd like to welcome, and it is my honor to ask to the stage and bring our community leaders. If I could have, please, El Paso City Council join us on the stage.
all settled? We're good to go? You guys brought your own paparazzi, I see. Make sure you don't have any salad in your teeth. We're good to go. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Elizabeth O'Hara. I am the chairwoman for the executive board of the El Paso Chamber. Thank you so much for being out here today. Now, you may notice that we do have the entirety of City Council, which means not only is this a luncheon today, this is actually an official City Council meeting. And so with that in mind, to call the meeting to order, please help me welcome Laura Prine, our City Clerk.
Good afternoon. This is a special meeting of the El Paso City Council for Thursday, March 6, 2025. It is 12:17 p.m. Present are Mayor Pro Tem Chavez, Representative Acevedo, Representative Maldonado Rocha, Representative Boya Trejo, Representative Niño, Alternate Mayor Pro Tem Fierro, Representative Limon, and Representative Canales. Mayor Johnson is present and presiding, and he will soon be joining council on stage. The first item on the agenda is discussion on vision, key priorities, and actionable strategies for shaping El Paso's future by City Council representatives for Districts 1 through 8.
Thank you, Laura. And now, as if she needs any introduction, please help me welcome our MC for today, Estela Casas.
Thank you, Liz. And what a great day. Buenos días. Ok, buenas tardes. Que no los escuché. Buenas tardes. Eso. Good afternoon, everyone. It is my pleasure to be with you all today. I really like that music. If I had my dancing shoes on, I would have danced on stage. Next time. Yeah? Okay. This is all so formal. But we are going to get to have a very informal conversation this afternoon. Well, I'm glad to be with you all here today as we take this special, very special opportunity to hear directly from the leaders who shape our city. Representatives, I'll call you each one by one to share just a little bit about what you are working on in your respective districts. District 1 Representative and Mayor Pro Tem Alejandra Chavez.
Buenas tardes. Good afternoon. What a pleasure to be here. I love to see so many familiar faces in the room. Thank you so much for joining us today. I would also like to recognize our city staff that's sitting here in the center. They have done so much for our city, so thank you for coming. My name is Alejandra Chavez. I am the District 1 representative and Mayor Pro Tem. It is my honor to be serving the city of El Paso. For those of you that do not know, District 1 is this area right here. It extends everything south of I-10 between Sunland Park Mall and the outlet malls, including the Upper Valley, as well as many neighborhoods in the Franklin Mountains. And a lot of communities on the west side, including Enchanted Hills, which is on the west side. So when I was running my campaign, I always talked about this idea that leadership is not only about listening, but about taking action. And I just want to briefly comment about District 1 in action. What does District 1 in action look like? To me, District 1 in action recently was redistributing some funds into our discretionary funds so that we can reinvest that money. Just recently, I passed some funds that are going to be increasing safety and improving the quality of life within different neighborhoods in District 1 in our community for our constituents. District 1 in action to me also means reaching out to different levels of government, whether that be talking to leadership in Sunland Park, New Mexico, or advocating for my constituents and my city at the Capitol in Austin during legislative days. District 1 in action to me means keeping people engaged, making sure that they're a part of our everyday things that we're doing at City Hall by responding to their emails and their phone calls and being involved in my different neighborhood associations everywhere in my community. District 1 in action means economic development, job opportunities, and growth in my community. And you'll be hearing about this in the coming days, about what that looks like, and I'm very excited about that. District 1 in action also means continuing the conversation with constituents through community meetings, through conversations with Ale, and through different events that we are planning, like a community cookout, microchipping for pets, and other very special things that we have in our agenda for this coming year. District 1 in action for me specifically means bringing the best of what I learned in customer service to City Hall. That is what I campaigned on. I know many of you know me because I had a restaurant on the west side of El Paso for 20 years, and I am committed to bringing the best of what I learned in customer service to City Hall. So again, it is my pleasure to be here. I invite you to be involved, to stay engaged, to follow me on social media, Instagram, Facebook, X, Nextdoor, you name it, I'm on it. I also have a newsletter, and I am actively sending messages out. I want you guys to come to City Hall, be a part of our meetings, and stay engaged. It is such a pleasure. I know that together we will move our city forward. Thank you so much once again for coming. Enjoy your lunch.
District 1 Representative and Mayor Pro Tem Alejandra Chavez. Thank you. District 2 Representative Dr. Josh Acevedo.
There we go. Yes. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for being here. This is a really exciting time for the city of El Paso. The energy is insane, and I can't be more happy to be part of the team that we are building. And también les quiero dar las gracias a nuestros amigos de Juárez por acompañarnos. Es muy importante que estén aquí porque somos una comunidad y tenemos que decirle eso a nuestra comunidad, porque eso es lo importante, ¿verdad? So District 2, I took this position last year, got elected, and since getting elected, I've hit the ground running. Over $10 million has been brought into my district since getting elected. We are working on quality of life projects all across the district. The thing about District 2, it's so unique, you know. It is the best district. I'm sorry to my, I'm sorry to my colleagues, but it is the heart of El Paso. This is where El Paso's heart beats, and I'm just so excited to have the privilege of representing District 2 from the Northeast all the way down to the border. We have so many things happening. Modesto Gomez Park has been a big deal in South Central El Paso. In Central El Paso, we're figuring out stormwater issues and our Memorial Park that is such a treasure to the community. And then of course in the Northeast, we are working on a plan in Angel's Triangle to really bring in economic development in that area, to bring it to life. And that's what people have really been asking. So we're working diligently on that. And you know, I think as we're thinking big, I think is what I'm trying to bring to the table. We are looking at what big projects El Paso has in store, and I think there's a lot to offer, right? We are thinking about the Deck Plaza. That's been a conversation that we've been having, and I think we're gonna get there. I really think we can find the funding to make it happen, and I think right now we need to stop thinking in the terms of let's put all our eggs in one basket, which eggs are expensive these days, right? On thinking we can't do it, and let's start diversifying that basket of eggs and start thinking about how we can do it. And so I think that'll be great for economic development in our city. It's such a big, big deal, and I hope that we could bring that to life. I also want to make sure that I tell you about UNICEF and the child-friendly city. Since I got into office, I started working on this, put it in our strategic plan. My former colleague, Leah Hanani, really took the lead on the application on making us a child-friendly city. I think it is a great tool for economic development, and we all love children. We want to make sure that we have child-friendly cities. And I want to tell you also, you know, The border is such a unique thing. We all know that. Let's capitalize on our social and cultural capital here on the border and make things big, right? And I want to tell you something about that. I'm thinking this year, the next 3-4 years that I'll be in office, como dijo Chicharrito, ¿verdad? Imaginemos cosas chingonas. Nosotros somos chingones, nos merecemos cosas chingonas. So we have an incredible story, and it is time to write the next chapter. Thank you for being here.
District 2 Representative Josh Acevedo. Gracias. Next we have District 3 Representative Diana Maldonado Rocha.
Good afternoon. My name is Diana Maldonado Rocha. I am your District 3 and very honored to be a representative for the district. I disagree with Dr. Acevedo. I think District 3 is the heart, but I think we can share the heart, Rep. Acevedo. First and foremost, one of the most important things that's in District 3 is Sun Metro, and I want to take a moment really quick and part of my time to please remember the two individuals that we've lost, which is Ruben Ibarra and Germán Garcia. I think it's very important that they are part of the story because our city is so strong. Our city provides so many wonderful services that we all take part of. I'm a mother, I'm a wife, I work full time, I'm a granddaughter, and so there's many facets to me. But one thing that I am as well is I'm a very hard worker, and I work for you and with you. And some of the things that are very important to me within the district that I'm working on right now is economic development, public safety, as well as quality of life. These are three very important pieces. When we think about economic development, a lot of us want to throw in property taxes, and that's huge. And I want to give you a little statistic. El Paso has about 430 parcels of property, roughly. That was in 2024. Austin has roughly the same. And so it's very important to remember this statistic because our property taxes are kind of inversed from Austin. And the only way to make that ground up is really to have more economic development. I believe, and I know I have some friends here from Marathon Refinery. They are the largest parcel of property within the city of El Paso. And so it's really important to be able to make up the difference between them and the next piece or the next company, which is El Paso Electric. I think the difference sits at around $300 million. So that's an important piece to remember. So I want to invite you all to be open to discussion. Empowerment and education are huge as far as what I'm providing. My office is ready to work. We've been working very hard these last 60 days. And so I look forward to working for all the constituents that have voted me into office. I appreciate you. Gracias. Thank you again for having me today. Enjoy your afternoon. And I look forward to talking and doing business with several of you. Thank you all.
District 3 Representative Diana Maldonado Rocha. Gracias. District 4 Representative Cynthia Boyer Trejo.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us here today. It's exciting to be part of this awesome council fellow, and of course with Mayor Renard Johnson. I want to briefly share a little bit about what we've been working on these past 60 days. But before I do that, I want to acknowledge the city staff and my staff, Deanna, who's up here taking pictures, and Elizabeth, who have been instrumental in helping us move forward in District 4. When I was campaigning, a lot of what I heard was that the community was not able to attend community meetings, and so we made some changes, and we're now having 2 meetings a month, morning and evening. And we're having traveling meetings, so our community is able to go out, go to the different locations, and actually be able to offer an inclusive opportunity for everyone to go to these meetings. Through the 311, which is where individuals can call in and share their concerns, we've had a little, around 600 concerns that have been called in for our district, including 80 calls that came directly into our offices. And so this is a collaboration effort from within our staff and with city staff to make sure that we're taking care of our constituents. The other thing that I've been working on is working with the business community. So last month I was able to introduce one of our organizations in Northeast called NEBA, the Northeast Business Alliance, to the Economic Development Department. And through that introduction, NEBA is now part of the BOSS program, which is the Business One-Stop Shop program. And so really looking forward to having this collaboration work out to be able to help our business community in Northeast El Paso. We're having our first business community meeting on March the 19th in Northeast, and it's called Business Connect. We actually have our Mayor Johnson, who's going to be our speaker. Our Economic Development Department will be presenting to be able to provide resources to our small businesses there in Northeast. And so we're really looking forward to having that come together. What we've come to find out within the surveys that we're putting together in the 311s, what I'm finding is the areas that are needing most development is infrastructure, economic development, and traffic safety. And so we've had community meetings based on that. We're going to continue to move forward to help and our community with that. Moving forward, the vision is to revitalize and revamp Northeast El Paso, to rebrand Northeast by sharing stories of those individuals who either grew up there, are bringing and doing wonderful things here within our community, and we'll be sharing those stories and all the great places here in Northeast, bringing in community gardens to our community, development and impact to be able to bring those things that are very much needed here in Northeast El Paso. So thank you so much, appreciate your time.
District 4 Representative Cynthia Boyer Trejo, thank you. District 5 Representative Ivan Nino.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Ivan Nino. I am the city councilman for District 5, which is the best district in El Paso. I'm very grateful to be able to represent District 5. You know, I've lived there almost my entire life. I went to elementary, middle school, and high school. And why I always touch into that is because I remember when Joe Battle was just a dirt road, in Zaragoza was just a dirt road, and every morning, even now, prior to council or any meeting I have, I look at the map and I say, hey, I need to ensure I know how to get out of here, otherwise I'm gonna be stuck in traffic, right? So one of my big priorities is going to ensure that we connect District 5 and work with our community partners from the MPO, the county, and I'm very thankful to work with this amazing council and also the mayor. It's gonna be a lot of great collaborative work. In District 5, we have over $75 million that are currently being invested. We just opened a new regional command center. We just broke ground on a new fire station. We're gonna get Mangwa done, I promise you. I know that has been a conversation for many, many years, and also working with our county partners and the MPO and ensuring that District 5 does get connected. Now, some of my priorities include, you know, since District 5 is the fastest growing district and it has grown so much in the last few years, I want to ensure that we continue to advocate for more resources for the community, that we just don't forget about District 5, and that we continue to establish those relationships. You know, recently I shared about the new progress that's coming, and I want to thank our city staff for, you know, for ensuring that the work continues. I announced that we're having some new street lights, and the community was amazed and impressed by it. So we need to continue those conversations and listening to the community and the constituents of what is it that they need to ensure that we continue to connect with our community. Again, you know, my office is always open. I do have my two staff members here, Gabriela Fraga and Mike Aguilar. Our office is always open. We're willing to have these conversations. I am not an expert in every topic, and I want to have the conversations with all of you to ensure that the right voice is there on council for District 5 and for El Paso as a whole, because I represent not just District 5, but also all the constituents in El Paso. We vote as a body. So again, my name is Ivan Nino. I am in the Far East Side, or the Upper East Side, District 5. Everything east of Joe Battle, between Montana, Justice Road, and also Windermere, where the Super Target is. And my office is always open for you guys, and thank you guys for being here once again. Thank you.
District 5 Representative Ivan Nino, thank you. District 6 Representative and alternate Mayor Pro Tem Art Fierro.
Stella, that wasn't the introduction.
I
you
know,
talked about.
I know.
I even wrote it out for you. Good afternoon. My name is Art Fierro. I am the humble and proud representative for District 6. I'm on this side. If you look at our district, it's really easy to look at. It's George Dieter up to Montana 375 to I-10. And that's the simplest way to describe it. It's a district that really is the heart of our community. Everything you heard before that is fake news. You know, as we're walking, knocking on doors, talking to constituents, one of the things that we hear about are streets and potholes. And I'm really happy to announce that in our district, since I was elected 2 years ago, we've addressed 500 potholes. Well, not us personally, but thank you for street and maintenance for being here. And they're addressed within 6 days. You know, we also hear about streets. The issue about streets is really a financial issue. And the city manager and her team have done a great job. Oh, she's over here. The city manager and her team have done a great job of spreading those dollars and doing the very best that we can in our communities in the street repairs. I'm really proud to announce that during the first couple of years in office, we've addressed 11 resurfacing reconstructions in our district. And in 2025, there's 22 that have been planned for our district. And so, Madam City Manager, thank you very, very much. You know, as we move forward, it's exciting to talk about District 6 and the parks. We have 14 parks in our district. We have the newest skate park at Dictionary Park. We have, and please, nobody pay attention to the timekeeper. She's distracting. One of our, thank you, Stella, thank you. And one of our newest parks, skate park, of course, is Dictionary Park. We have a Sunset Light project that's going to go into Marty Robbins. We would love to address and spend more time on the safety of bike paths. And I'm hoping that the city manager and her team will be able to help us with that. As we spend time with this council and we move forward, one of the things that I can assure you, as we will continue to support the mayor and his vision of keeping El Paso open for business. And it's a vision, it's a passion that everyone on this council lives by daily. And in fact, I have a little quote here I want to read to you before I get to my 10-second call. And it's a quote by Maya Angelou, and it's something I believe this council really lives by. Success is liking yourself. Success is liking what you do, and success is liking how you do it. I believe that's a mantra that this council does in supporting our community day in and day out. Thank you very much for allowing me to say a few words.
District 6 Representative and alternate Mayor Pro Tem Art Fierro, and I was supposed to introduce him as tall, dark, and handsome.
Oh, thank you. Who would have guessed?
District 7 Representative Lili Limon.
Good afternoon y muy buenas tardes a todos. Let's take a quick tour of District 7. We began at the corner of Montwood and McRae at Eastwood High School, home of El Paso's finest, and winner of the Class 4A State Basketball Championship in 1976. And I am a proud rookie teacher that got to go to that tournament and chaperone students. One of them, which is General Dana Petard, a feat that has yet to be repeated by any other basketball team in the city. Moving down Zaragoza and North Loop, we get to Del Valle High School, home of 2 soccer state championships led by Bruce Reichman, and is the only high school in West Texas to be named a gold ribbon school. Down a short ride later, we arrived at Isleta High School, the flagship school for the district and the second oldest school in the city. As we continue down the road on Alameda, we reach La Misión de Corpus Christi de San Antonio de la Isleta del Sur, better known as the Isleta Mission. Consecrated in 1682 and built by the Tiwas and administered by Franciscan priests. It is the first mission in Texas. San Antonio has nothing on us. It's the first one, and is the oldest continuously occupied settlement. And that is also the real heart of the Isleta del Sur Pueblo, a federally recognized tribe in Isleta. The Pueblo is an active partner in the greater El Paso region. Its government and business contributions support the Pueblo and the greater El Paso economy. The Pueblo owns and operates a tribal government and diverse enterprises, providing meaningful employment and benefits for tribal members and regional citizens. The Pueblo is proud to be an employer of choice in the region, with a local workforce nearing 1,200 across all tribal entities, where gainful employment opportunities are critical to the Pueblo, achieving economic self-sufficiency while improving its overall quality of life. That, in just 2 minutes, is a view of District 7. Oh, I get it. And if you're asking why I put so much emphasis on our schools, remember that one of the pillars of successful economic development is dependent on a well-trained, educated workforce. District 7 is proud to highlight these schools, which all have a minimum of 22+% graduation rate. Muchísimas gracias.
District 7 Representative Lily Limon, thank you. District 8 Representative Chris Canales.
Forgive me, Estela, I'm going to steal your podium, if that's okay. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Chris Canales. True to form, I've already negotiated more time for myself. If Districts 2 and 3 and 6 want to share the heart of El Paso, that's okay. District 8 is the guts of El Paso. It's where everything is happening. It's what keeps us going. So I represent a very diverse district, downtown, UTEP, the south side, the traditional west side, part of central, and actually a little sliver on the northeast of the mountain all the way up to McKelligan Canyon. I have a whopping 4 high schools from north to south: Franklin, Coronado, El Paso High School, and Bowie. Approximately 5 miles of the border with our wonderful, beautiful sister city of Ciudad Juarez, including multiple ports of entry. So a lot happens in District 8. I ran for city council, and I'm here today in my 3rd year of my 1st term because I believe in building an El Paso where everybody in the city can thrive. So where we have safe streets, neighborhoods are livable and are walkable, every resident has access to economic opportunity, and where our policy decisions are very future focused and not just reactionary to what we're seeing today. These aren't just policies, of course. The decisions that we make based on them resonate out into the community, and we all live them as part of our everyday lives. So I group those priorities into 4 main topics, and I'm going to go through them really quickly. First, sustainable planning. I think it's important to build a city with infrastructure that works for everyone, whether you take transit or bike or walk or drive to work every day or to your appointments. That means designing streets that prioritize safety for everybody who uses them. I think it's important that we make sure that our transportation is more reliable and accessible every day. It's something that we should strive for every day. I'll use this soapbox actually to note that the streetcar, which I know has been criticized a lot, is now up to about 30,000 monthly riders, putting it in the top 10 Sun Metro routes across the entire network. That's a result of changes that we made to the programming of the streetcar, an extension of the hours, and we did it all budget neutral. You can find efficiencies when you really dive into how things work. Second is housing and living. A city is only as strong as its neighborhoods. I'm always advocating for ways that we can make housing more affordable, where we can focus on more mixed-use developments so people can live and work and shop. I know how people spend their money is really important to a lot of people in this room, myself included, and so where they can live and work and shop in proximity to where they live. I think that's very important. Of course, economic growth for us can't come at the cost of displacement of people from where they live or urban sprawl. As we grow and expand further, the cost of that infrastructure becomes more and more expensive, and if we make decisions that prioritize that, we are pushing those costs onto future residents of El Paso. So I'm very focused on making sure that we're making decisions that benefit us now, but also into the future. One last one, human services. Forget what's on my paper. I want to point out two quick things. That's that 20% of people in this community receive the food that they eat every day from our food banks. I think we can't have economic success when that reality exists in our community. It's something that we need to focus on. Lastly, we spend $0 locally of our local money here in El Paso on homelessness, and that's also something that I think we can't have economic success if we're not making that investment. It's something that I want to make sure that we address in my last 2 years here on the council. So thank you all for being here. I know I'm going last. We'll be up here with the mayor. And please find us out in the lobby. All of us, ask us questions. We're here to serve you. Thank you.
Thank you. I get my mic back. Thank you. We want to keep things going so we can listen to the mayor. So thank you all.
With that, we didn't receive any requests to speak, and there's no action on this item, so we'll move on to item 2, and which is discussion on vision, key priorities, and actionable strategies for shaping El Paso's future by City Mayor Bernard U. Johnson.
Before we speak to the mayor, we'd like to say hello and like to mention staff from Representative. State Rep Joe Moody is here. Representing State Rep Claudia Ordaz and Eddie Morales and Senator Cesar Blanco. So everyone, thank you so much. Gosh, so many new words that I learned today. Collaboratory, colaboratorio, se dice en español. So thank you, city representatives and everybody who's here. But now it's obviously my privilege and honor to speak to the leader of our city right now, Bernard Johnson. I guess we have a mic over here too, but I just took this one. Mayor, I've known you for a long, long time, and this is a very kind of formal setting. Everybody looks so beautiful
serious.
And handsome and serious.
Well, yeah, but El Paso showed up. Look at this.
This
fantastic.
is fantastic. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, this is certainly a testament. It's a testament to what you bring to the city and the support that everyone is giving to you here and to the new city council. It is energized, and I see the diversity in the council and the energy and excitement and proof positive that El Paso is ready for some big and better things.
Absolutely, and thank you, Estella, for coming out. I got to share a quick story about Estella and me. It's real quick. So we filmed a commercial together, and it was for the science, technology, engineering, arts, and math, and it was going to be on TV. So when I show up with Estella, one of the first things she was teaching me is, Renard, I'm going to have to put makeup on you. So Estella was the first one to ever put makeup on me. So how do I look today, Estella?
You look great.
Thank you.
Oh, that was a long time ago.
That was.
So it's been 60 days now. Tell us a little bit about how it's been and how do you feel 60 days later?
Yeah, so first let me thank the El Paso Chamber for hosting this event. It's an incredible event, and our relationship with the Chamber couldn't be better. So I want to give you guys a round of applause for what you're doing. And next, I came into this office not knowing what to expect. You know, I'm from the private sector, and I know how the private sector moves and operates. So, but I've got to tell you, I've got to tell you that this city staff is by far the best staff in the United States for any municipal government that I've ever worked with. And I want to recognize, because you know some of them are here, but our city manager, our city attorney's office, and all the city employees, what I've discovered is this: most of them are vampires because they never go to sleep and they're always at work. So this staff works tirelessly for this community, and I can't thank them enough. So I would like to ask them to stand and we give them a round of applause. Thank you guys for all that you do for all of us in this room. And the other thing is, Stella, I've got to say this too. We can't, you know, I can't, and some of them cannot, we can't take credit for what's happened. I've only been in office 60 days, you know, and it's been a lot. But we had a former city council, and we had a former mayor, and I think they were due a lot of credit for where we are today. So I want to pass on that acknowledgement to our former city council and our former mayor for the work that they did. So your question was what?
My next question is, well, I think you answered it already. It's been fantastic, the 60 days.
Yeah, so you know, 60 days has been incredible. And you know, I know we have fire in the building, but they talk about drinking out of a fire hose. This is like drinking out of a fire hydrant. It has been incredible. It's been very rewarding. A lot of you in this room have allowed me to come into your businesses and talk to your staff. The community service has been just phenomenal. But to show you how busy I've been for the last 60 days today, I think we have a little video for you.
Let's watch. Well, you've certainly been busy.
You get it. And let me tell you one thing. I'll vote for you, but you help us poor people.
You remember me?
Oh my God! Pick me up. Come on, lady. You know you've been in my prayers. Oh, how I love you, mijo. I'm so glad you made it.
I know you back and see you.
But I didn't believe it, you know. I didn't think you would. But I'm so happy. You don't know how happy I am. And I'm going to give you my blessings before you go.
Please. Wow.
You've been busy.
We've been busy, and you know, that last video there was Miss Delia. And Miss Delia, when I was campaigning, you know, on the south side of El Paso, I gave her my word that if I got elected, I was going to come back. She didn't believe me. So I got elected, and the very first door that I knocked back on, was Delia's door. So that was important for me. Number one, you know, when you give your word to something, you have to do it. So it was incredible for me to go back and surprise Miss Delia and see her that day. But it's been a roller coaster ride for the last 60 days.
So tell me, how do you feel about the quality of life projects in our community?
Yeah, so the quality of life projects. So just here coming off the campaign recently, remember 90 days ago, I was still campaigning, I was knocking on doors. I can tell you that the community wants quality of life, more quality of life in our community, in El Paso. And that quality of life consists of a number of things. You've heard some of the city council reps talk about infrastructure. That's quality of life also. But I want to touch on a few projects that got done with the 2012 quality of life bonds. Let's talk about La Nube. That is by far the best public-private partnership that I think we've ever seen. The city put in very little money, and the private sector put in the rest of the funds. And you ask anyone, they will tell you that that is the best children's museum in the country. So we need to do more of that. We have opportunities that are going to be coming up, and before most of us here in El Paso, we have a RFQ in the Union Plaza district that will be coming up, and that RFQ is a request for qualifications. And this is the area just south of the Civic Center where we're sitting today. There's an opportunity to take an area that has been fenced up for the last 12 years in downtown El Paso and give it new life. And what I mean by new life, we have an opportunity to maybe have someone come in, the private sector will be pitching their ideas, but we have the opportunity for them to come in and tell us what they can do with that area of El Paso. That could include more restaurants, entertainment, more quality of life for El Pasoans. We have a tremendous amount of opportunities in El Paso. I'm super, and as you can see, I get super excited when we talk about quality of life. The other thing is, and some of the council representatives touched on it, is we have a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity with the Deck Plaza. We need to seriously look at getting that done because other communities are building deck plazas. Let's take the one, the Clyde Warren Deck Plaza in Dallas is the #1 tourist destination in Dallas, Texas. They're already moved on to the other deck plazas. So is Austin, Texas. They're looking at building a few deck plazas. So our deck park can have open space on the top, bike trails, food courts, soccer fields, whatever we want to do as a community, but we deserve it. So a lot of great quality of life projects that we can work on in El Paso, but it's going to take all of us to get it done.
It takes a village, right?
It does.
So we saw a lot of smiles and a lot of hearing a lot of heartwarming stories, and it's all real positive. But obviously, there's some obstacles. What are the biggest obstacles that you see right now as you move forward?
Yeah. So in El Paso, I think the biggest obstacle that we're going to have to overcome. There's a couple, but the one is going to be certainly with federal immigration. You know, so. We know how safe our community is, and we know El Paso. But when you look at the national narrative and how they depict our community, it's totally far from the truth. We are a beautiful, loving community. But what they're seeing in other parts that affects economic development is what they're seeing is 6,000 troops parachute into El Paso. That's not true. Helicopters, Chinook helicopters, flying in and out of El Paso. None of that is not true. So we have a narrative that we're going to have to change on the national level. I also see infrastructure as another challenge that we have to face in this community. When I was campaigning, the other thing I heard the common thread was, and Art touched on it, we need to fix our roads and our potholes. We need to figure out how to get that done. El Paso gets a failing grade when it comes to our infrastructure. We get a failing grade. Our city manager and our city staff know that this is one of our priorities. And I can tell you that our city manager and her staff are looking at dedicated funding, ways to fund the roads. So there's a number of things we're gonna start looking at to get our roads up to par. So, and the last thing I think, you know, let's talk about the elephant in the room and what time is it right now. But when I woke up this morning, there was 25% tariffs coming out of Mexico. When I moved my watch, there was a pause on the tariffs. So I think tariffs, if they go into be a reality, that is devastating for a border town like El Paso, or any border town. So we have to make sure as a community that these tariffs don't go into effect. And I charge everyone in this room to reach out to your state delegation, reach out to your congressional folks, and reach out to the people in Washington and tell them how much that will affect our community. We have over $100 billion on an annual basis that comes across this border, the southern border here. When you start putting 25% tariffs on products, your prices go up. They realize that a lot of the automobile parts are made right here in our sister city of Juarez. So guess what? Your car is going to cost more money. So I think if I had to put them in order, it's going to be immigration, it's going to be the tariffs, and it's going to be infrastructure. So those are some major challenges, and we have to figure it out.
Those are some things that are not under your control. So as you said, you're going to need the community to make some phone calls because it could be devastating. Tariffs, immigration, and a lot of other issues that we face in our community. But in the next 4 years, let's fast forward. Let's fast forward 4 years. Where do you see the city in 4 years?
So I see this city, you know, we are at a pivotal point in this community. This is an opportunity for us to, you know, we deserve more. Economic development, I'm going to touch on that one and then I'll weave it into where I see us as a community. But as a community, why not El Paso? You know, why everywhere else but El Paso? We have a dynamic city council now that wants to move El Paso forward. We can get things done now. So the future for El Paso is extremely bright. We need to focus on moving our wages up, and by doing that, we can work in the areas of aerospace. We have a tremendous opportunity in the area of aerospace. If you look at our University of Texas at El Paso, UTEP, and Go Miners, they have 90,000 square feet of advanced manufacturing in aerospace. They have a facility that they can do miracles in. And just yesterday, to show you how busy we've been, just yesterday, I was out at Blue Origins. There is tremendous, and please hear me when I say this, there is tremendous opportunities for companies in El Paso to do business right now in aerospace. Blue Origins, they're getting ready, by the way, they're getting ready to launch another flight here coming up soon with Katy Perry, all women, Gail King, and Jeff Bezos' girlfriend.
Yes.
And I forgot the other person.
Lauren Sanchez.
And Lauren Sanchez, yeah. So they're getting ready to do some real cool things in space out in the Van Horn area. But the capsule that comes back to the ground are made right here at our airport, but Blue Origin buys that. The more they want to consume more, they want to be a part of our region. So Blue Origins is exactly what I see the future of El Paso. Aerospace is one. Let's talk about medical, and we've touched on this one before, but medical is a huge game changer. For every one doctor that we hire in our region, it creates up to 15 more jobs. I'm excited about the cancer treatment center that we're going to be bringing online. I'm excited about the burn center that we have. But all of this will increase our wages. So I see a vibrant economy here in El Paso. I see all of us spending more money right here in El Paso versus taking your money and spending it outside of El Paso. I see economic tourism. I see El Paso as a tourism capital of the Southwest. I hear all the time how friendly El Pasoans are. We are America's friendliest city. We are. And I'm going to keep saying that everywhere I go. But why? It's spring break right now. We should be having families coming to El Paso, staying in our hotels, and enjoying the region. 2 hours from here, they could be at White Sands National Monument. They can be at Carlsbad Caverns. They can go up to Ruidoso. They can enjoy this region. They can go to our sister city of Juarez. There's a number of things that we can do. So we got to focus on tourism. We got to change the narrative. But we have a beautiful community. We're going to continue to message that out. I'm super, super excited about the future of El Paso. I think we have a dynamic city council. And I think you're going to see significant changes happening really quick.
Thank you. Everybody's excited, right? But we also have some homework, right? We have some homework as a community to make those phone calls and to invest in our community and support you. I've always believed in lifting each other. You lift our city lifts you, and we lift each other. So we have a challenge today to talk to our representatives and talk about the tariffs and talk about immigration and all those issues. But most importantly, invest your dollars, invest your heart, and open your heart to El Paso. Mayor, thank you so much. Anything you'd like to add?
I just want to say, a couple things. I want to thank, the community for your support and everything that you've entrusted in me to become your mayor. I also want to, and I'm looking at, and I want to acknowledge a few people here. Our partners at Fort Bliss, they have been incredible. Our men and women in service in the uniform, please give them a round of applause. Major General Taylor and his command group have reached out. The community has just been terrific. Everywhere from John Cornyn's office down to the congressional officers here locally have reached out, and this job is much bigger than one person. It takes the entire El Paso community to move us forward. We have tremendous opportunities, tremendous opportunities. I'm excited to be your mayor. I'm excited to be your mayor. I will always represent El Paso in a positive light. I'm an optimist. I see things, I see the glass as half full. So it's El Paso's time, and I assure you we're going to get it done.
Let's get it done. So for those who signed up for public comment, the mic is at the rear of the public seating area. Did anybody sign up for public comment?
Before Ms. Prime, give me 1 second. I got one more thing. So one of the things that I saw here recently, Estella, forgive me, that I forgot to cue it up here, but there was a lady named Ellen Hunt, who's an actress, who came to El Paso, but she captured our community perfectly. And she made a video about El Paso that I want you to see, but she captured our culture, our arts, and our history. So I think if there's any takeaway, I would love for you to see Helen Hunt's video and take that away with you today.
You get a lot in one bite if you come to El Paso.
I love El Paso because it's real welcoming.
It's a part of our food, it's a part of our culture.
This is who I am. It's this amazing intersection of both being Mexican and American.
I'm Helen Hunt, and this is El Paso. The first time I came to El Paso, it was to come to this place, the Plaza Theater. I loved it so much, and I loved El Paso. One of the unique things about El Paso is the exchange of cultures, or the blending of Mexican and American sensibilities. Whether it's about food or art isn't some conceptual thing. It's happening all day, every day. Like Lucha Libre wrestling.
Lucha Libre stands for free fight, so we're pretty much free to fight any way you want.
So tell me what it's like in here on a Friday night.
Oh, we feel this place. If you come to El Paso and you don't see a Lucha Libre show, you really didn't come to El Paso.
Yes.
All right. 1, 2, 3.
The food here is sublime. Homemade tortillas and fish tacos better than mine. Mole unlike any I've ever had.
This tortilla was just freshly made. There's a really awesome food culture in El Paso.
I'm just gonna eat it while you talk.
No
Go
worries.
ahead.
Art is everywhere.
The art, the music, the food. We are surrounded by the desert, so I think it inspires my work in El Paso. This mural is for kids of all ages.
They must be in love with these guys.
Definitely.
Hi! We make one-of-a-kind handmade boots. They're an art form. It's handcrafted, and the possibilities are endless.
Oh, incredible. Coming to El Paso, you get a piece of Americana that is the best of us.
forgot to mention that El Paso is also the food capital of the world because we have the best food here too. Friendly people and best Mexican food. Mayor, thank you so much. Ms. Prine, no questions?
No.
Okay.
No, and before we continue, I just want to mention that there's a black Jeep in the parking garage, a black Jeep, plates TKP 2534. They've left their car door open.
Somebody was in a hurry. Well, thank you all for being here today. It's been a pleasure guiding through you all through this important conversation. I now hand it over to you and hand over this mic and for next steps. Have a wonderful afternoon. I hope you all enjoyed it. Mayor, thank you so much. Thank you.
And thank you, Ms. Casas. With that, there's no public comment on item number 2 either, and there's no action required. Council, is there a motion to adjourn? There's a motion and a second to adjourn the special meeting. All in favor? Aye. Anyone opposed? And the special city council meeting for Thursday, March 6, 2025 is adjourned at 1:13 p.m. Thank you.
And please don't leave the stage. I have a couple of announcements before we finish up. We're about to wrap up on time. So where are we? First of all, I just want to thank everybody, and it's important if you could just hold on a second before you leave, because it's important what's happening and you're seeing today. So the El Paso Chamber, and if you all don't know, is managing the Star on the Mountain. Our beautiful Star on the Mountain, it's back here, and tonight the Star on the Mountain will shine blue. This represents the unity and the collaboratory that we're building together. So this is something that we're doing tonight. We also have a special gift for our mayor. And this is a special gift. So just so you all know, the Star on the Mountain has 492 bulbs. And we have these stars that have the original bulbs in them. Right now they're LED. So you're holding a piece of history of El Paso. The star belongs to all of us. It belongs to El Pasoans, to Juarenses, to New Mexico, and to more than 100,000 cars that drive a day. And it's defined El Paso, and we're very happy and fortunate to give you a piece. Thank you. Congratulations. And then we're also going to give all of our council a Starlighter certificate. So the Starlighter commemoration serves as a certificate of understanding what we're doing, lighting this in honor of this new movement. Thank you, City Council. And we have everybody. And Liz will close us up.
Well, thank you all for joining us for this important conversation about our future of the city. This is a moment to reflect on where we are, recognize the challenges ahead, and align on the opportunities that will drive El Paso forward. This marks the beginning of a new chapter, one that requires engagement, collaboration, and commitment from all of us to ensure the success of our city and our region. At the El Paso Chamber, we believe in the power of convening, bringing together businesses, community leaders, and policymakers. I would ask that you scan the QR code on our Chamber one-pagers, which are inside the black books, to stay connected to us and to learn how you can engage with the Chamber. Our staff members are also out here. They're wearing red lanyards, and they're available to answer any of your questions today. A big thank you once again to all of our sponsors for this event. And before we close, I want to invite you to our next event, which is the State of Education and Workforce, and that will be held on May 14th. We are going to have an opportunity to take a group photograph here, so those of you who would like to grab that, please feel free to come up in the front. Thank you all very much for joining us this afternoon. Be safe going back to work.